I just put together the best Christmas gift guide for guys. Whether these are the items you're going to be asking for or you're shopping for a guy, there's something here for everybody. So let's get straight into it. I want to start off with accessories, which is a great gift if you don't know somebody's size or you just want to get something simple that you could wear with any outfit. First one is a Casio AQ230. This is a beautiful and very affordable watch. I think any guy would love this. They come in multiple different colors. I have mine in the standard black and I love it. And you can find these retailed for 50 bucks. As always, everything is going to be linked right below the video. These are completely free to use and they definitely help out the channel. The next gift is a card holder. A slim card holder is practical and is perfect for the guy in your life who you still see using something like a Velcro wallet. This is a huge upgrade. If you have around 80 to 100 bucks to spend, I recommend Nomad, or you can find a cheaper one on Amazon. In my opinion, it should be leather. That kind of gives it more of a refined look. And I'll be honest, every guy loves a good piece of leather, especially in the card holder. The next thing is a good bracelet. Sterling silver is usually the best bet in my opinion. This is the most durable form of silver and it still looks really good in my opinion. Makes any outfit look better. If you want some recommendations, I like the brands Lupin, Majuri, and Serge de Nimes. The next one is a phone case. This is a good no-brainer, especially if right now they're rocking a cheap case. One upgrade that you can gift them is this Nomad leather case. These are an absolute beauty. They're slick, minimal, and they're less than 60 bucks, which I think is a pretty fair price for something that looks good and is very clearly going to hold up. The next one is a hat. I think this can be pretty cool, especially if you get them a baseball hat if they're into any teams. Or me personally, my new favorite type of hat are corduroy hats. These look sick. They're very practical. I have this one from Timberland. The next accessory are sunglasses. If your budget is less than 50 bucks, I like this one from Quince, or you also can't go wrong with something like Ray-Bans if you have the extra money. The next accessory is kind of slept on in my opinion, and that is blue light glasses. This is for the guy who's constantly sitting at the computer. This is a great gift. You're protecting their eyes. They personally make me feel like Robert Downey Jr., so I really do like these. The next one is a key organizer for that guy with a more mature taste. This is a practical gift that most guys don't even know about. You can find some cheaper ones from places like Orbit Key, or I have this one from Journey. Another simple one, Nike Crew socks. It's kind of a joke that as a kid, whenever you got gifted socks, you didn't really care for them, but the older you get, the more you appreciate things like socks. In my opinion, this is just something that you kind of get last second. The next accessory is organic cotton underwear. This is a huge upgrade in any guy's life. Now moving on into clothing, whether you've been wanting some nicer pieces and you're able to ask for something that you want, or if you're shopping for the guy who likes to look more put together, here are some of my favorite options. First one is the Banana Republic cable sweater. He is going to get a ton of compliments with this one. This is my favorite sweater in my entire wardrobe. This is a great gift. For the casual guy, an Abercrombie flannel. These are more on the trendy side because it has a slight cropped look, and this is one of the more premium flannels I've ever had. You can't go wrong gifting a guy a hoodie. My favorite hoodie for the price is Ours. In my opinion, this is the best silhouette you could find. Moving into some knitwear, I really like this chunky waffle sweater from Abercrombie. I love the color brown. This is very comfortable and a casual piece that looks more elevated. The next one is a fisherman sweater from Quince. For the price, this is my favorite sweater, period. Super comfortable, nice and thick, and I love the texture design. Next one is a cotton cashmere quarter zip. This one is from Nordstrom. Definitely for the guy who appreciates good fabric. This is cotton and cashmere. For the price, I really can't find anything better. Next one is the Abercrombie polo sweater. Again, a great piece of knitwear. Any guy's gonna look good in this. Has a cropped look and this keeps me quite warm, especially in the cold. Next one is a Quince cashmere sweater. Again, cashmere is so comfortable, super soft. All things considered, this one from Quince is pretty affordable considering cashmere gets very expensive from other brands. If you want to look like an absolute baller for a good price, this is a great gift. This wool blend jacket is a great piece. It is a little bit more expensive, but it is so worth the money, and a good jacket is something that every guy would appreciate. Next one is a Quince Henley. These are very cheap. I think this is a great idea to buy multiple and just kind of give them out to whoever you forget to get something to, just because these retail for 30 bucks and these are such a great piece. Next one is Abercrombie's thermal shirt. This is so comfortable, looks very premium, and is one of those items that they could wear every single day. The next one is a t-shirt from Sown again, which I know isn't the most practical thing because we're in the winter, but I absolutely love these shirts. And considering how many people have stopped me just to ask me where I got this shirt, I think they would love this one. The next shirt is a Banana Republic corduroy shirt. I love this one. Any guy's gonna look good in a button down, especially with some texture. I got mine in the navy color, and navy is one of those colors that any guy does look good in. Another jacket is the Banana Republic vegan suede jacket. Another item that looks way more expensive than it actually is. Banana Republic factory is such a goated store, so definitely recommend this one. Next one is Abercrombie's leather jacket. Leather jackets are definitely not for everybody, but it does look so good in my opinion. Again, slight crop. If you've been wanting a good jacket, I would recommend asking for this one. Saying it again, boys, everything is going to be tagged right here on YouTube Shop. shopping, as well as individual links in the description. Okay, moving on to pants. Levi's 511 corduroy pants is one of the best gifts you can give. These look so good and is more unique than something like denim. But one piece of denim that you cannot go wrong with is Abercrombie's 90s like jeans. I think this is universally everybody's favorite fit. It's not too baggy, it's not too slim. I love these. Again, for the guy who likes to dress more old money, Abercrombie trousers are my favorite. I'm pretty sure Abercrombie's still having their sale as well, so I would recommend checking them out. And these are so comfortable, and I love the pleated design. If you're on a budget, the best jeans for the price are Hollister jeans. Usually on sale, you can find them for 25 to 35 bucks. Again, I would just stock up on these and give them to whoever. Next piece is Uniqlo Smart trousers. I love these because they're corduroy. I love the green color, pleated design. Again, not for everybody, but does make a great gift for the guy who likes to dress a little bit more mature. Moving on into workout clothing. For the guys who are into the gym, these are some items that you cannot go wrong with. First one is Gymshark's slim shirt. These are super comfortable. They hug the arms nice and tight, making you look way more jacked, and they have these in a ton of different colors. I also love Gymshark joggers. Super comfortable, great for the gym or just to lounge around in. If they like their gym wear to be a little bit more refined, I love Lululemon. Starting off with Lululemon brown 5-inch shorts. This color looks so good. I also wear these all the time outside the gym. These are hands down my favorite shorts in general. The next one are Lululemon soft jersey tapered pants. I guarantee you they have never tried anything this soft. I wear these pretty much every single day. I love them. They also have them in a quarter zip, which I definitely recommend. This is super comfortable to just lounge around in. I actually don't even work out in these because I don't want to ruin them. I also heard great things about Abercrombie sweatpants. Haven't tried them myself, but they should be a good option. Okay, moving on into desk items. These are actually some of the gifts that I'd look forward to the most. First one is a better keyboard. I like the Iwala keyboard. This is less than 100 bucks. It sounds amazing. I actually got this for myself and I absolutely love it. Next one is a leather desk mat. For the guy who likes a little bit more of a mature vibe to their desk, I love this one from Orbit Key. Has a place to organize your cables as well as a hidden place to keep your notes. This next one any guy's gonna love, and that is a wireless charging station. I have this one from Anchor. You can find this for less than 60 bucks. It's such a good gift. Their phone is always gonna be charged. They have extra outlets. Definitely one of the best things you could buy. Next one is a better monitor. Nowadays, you can find a pretty decent monitor for a pretty good price. 32 inches is my sweet spot. If they're into gaming, I recommend something that's at least 120 hertz, or if they're a video editor, then go with something that has a little bit more accurate colors. The next one is a fancy pen. I love having this around. My brother actually got me this one and I love it. It looks so cool, and having a nice pen just makes me feel a lot more put together. Next one is a console. Can't go wrong with something like a PS5, Xbox. I personally have been into PCs more. If they're already happy with their console, you can't go wrong with something like a gaming headset. I love anything from Astro, and I like the wireless ones. You also can't go wrong with a desk mic. Again, nowadays these are very cheap and they sound amazing. I like the Nano one from Yeti. Even all these tech items are going to be linked below as well. Next one is a monitor light. This is such an underrated gift. Since I spend hours on end, I cannot live without this thing, and I think any guy would appreciate this. And speaking of spending hours on end sitting down here, if this is for yourself, ask for a better chair or gift somebody a better chair. I had this IKEA one and it was just hurting my butt too much, so I got this one from Branch. It retails for really expensive, but I actually got a good deal on this one from Facebook Marketplace. So even if some things are out of your budget, you should absolutely be checking for things secondhand. Next one is a standing desk. I'll be honest, this is one of the most expensive items on the list, but I love having this one from Vernal. If you're able to, I would definitely ask for something like this one. Next one is a Govee standing lamp. This is going to make their place look so much better, and extra lighting is something that every guy would appreciate. You really can't have too many of this. All right, next one are room upgrades for the guy who takes pride into having a nice put together room. Starting off with a throw blanket. This is a small purchase you can find for less than 100 bucks. This is actually one of my go-to gifts that I get a ton of people. Next one is a weighted blanket. These are so slept on in my opinion. They're so comfortable, especially if you live in a place that gets cold. Maybe they like watching movies cuddled up. This is a great one. Next one is a good rug. Not for everybody, but if they're really into an aesthetic room and they want a good upgrade, I think having a rug definitely helps with that. Next one is wall art. I recommend checking out this brand Displate. They have tons of cool things like this Rolex one. You could also get them some shelves. These are very cheap on Amazon, and because shelves are extra storage, I don't think you could have too many shelves. For a simple one that you could just gift anybody, candles always make a great gift. I love this black honey vanilla one from Target, and it's only 10 bucks. Okay, moving on into fragrances. If you're on the younger side and you've always wanted a nicer cologne but didn't have the money, I think right now is the time to ask for one. So starting off with the cheapest option, La Topo Mejor Legacy is like 20-30 bucks. It smells exactly like a $300 cologne. You really can't go wrong with this one. The next pretty affordable option is Mont Blanc Cologne. This one smells amazing. It's more citrusy, has slight notes of wood, and you can find these for about 40 bucks. Moving on to the ones that are so worth the money. YSL Myself Eau de Parfum is my favorite cologne hands down. You can find this for anywhere between 90 bucks to 120. This is the perfect everyday fragrance, and it's one of those scents that any guy is gonna like. The next one is Stronger With You Parfum. This is definitely for a certain individual, but I love how this one smells, and it's very popular, so it should be pretty safe for most guys as well. The next one is Stronger With You Parfum. This is actually a newer cologne, so if you want to gift somebody something that not a ton of people have just yet, this is definitely the one. This is a perfect fragrance for the fall and winter, so definitely a good idea for the time. Next one is Prada Paradigm. This is probably the most expensive one on the list, but I love this one. Right now that we're in the colder season, this is probably the cologne that I wear the most. If you're gifting somebody who goes to school, some of these are a little bit heavier, so I recommend Acqua di Gio Profundo. This is a great everyday cologne that they can wear to the office, to school. It's not too overpowering, it just smells amazing. Okay, moving on into headphones. If they're in the Apple ecosystem, you cannot go wrong with AirPods. The AirPod 4s are actually like 80 bucks right now on Best Buy, but if you have the extra money, AirPod Pro 3s are the ones that I cannot live without. If they're into the Samsung ecosystem, I really like the Samsung Bud Pros. These sound really good, but they would be a lot better if I had a Samsung. I also love the Bose QC Ultras. Bose is one of the best brands, but I will say this is one of the more expensive ones. But if you're gonna be asking for some headphones, this is definitely the one that I would choose. If you have less than 100 bucks, these from Beats are amazing. In fact, you can find these on sale for like 30, 50 bucks. You are sacrificing bass and battery life, but overall they are pretty decent. If you want over-the-ear headphones, I love these Sonos Ace headphones. I wear these everywhere, extremely comfortable, the best noise cancellation I've ever tried. On sale, you can find these for less than 300 bucks. If they don't want anything in their ear or completely covering their ear, one good option are the Shokz headphones. I like using these on walks. I get scared walking around with noise cancellation. I feel like you should be aware of your surroundings, so this one is a good option. Moving on into shoes. The best piece of footwear that you can gift any guy are Thursday boots. I love Captain boots. These are super comfortable. They look amazing. You can find these for about 200 bucks. For something that's a little bit cheaper, Doc Martens are also a great option. These are very comfortable. If anybody in my personal life is watching, I'm a size 9, by the way. Next one are New Balance 550 for the guy who's into sneakers. This one's a little bit more streetwear in my opinion, but they do look really good. If they like a little bit more of a refined look, but still like sneakers, the Vieja sneakers are amazing. I love these white leather ones with the brown accents. You can find these from Nordstrom. And there's also a certain kind of guy who just loves being comfortable. They don't care about style, or maybe they just want something comfortable in the house. Crocs are also a good option. And that says a lot because I used to hate Crocs, but I'd be lying if I said they weren't comfortable. Moving on into kitchen and dieting. Not for everybody, but these do make amazing gifts, and there are some guys who would really appreciate this. First one is an air fryer. If they're like me, they can't cook. Maybe you know a guy who got their first apartment or just moved into a dorm. They probably can't cook either. So gifting them an air fryer is definitely a good option. You can get a cheap one on Amazon. The one that I have is like 50 bucks. Again, just a great gift. Next one is a Ninja Creamy. Definitely more expensive, but this is one of the best things I've ever got. I make high protein ice cream that's good on calories. So if that kind of sounds like their vibe, they would love you for this one. Next one is a Ninja Blender. This one is actually less than 120 bucks. I love this one. This is such an interesting thing that nobody talks about. And next one is a Ninja coffee machine. This one you can find for less than 150 bucks, and I use it every single day. It has one side to brew coffee grounds and one side if you just want to throw in one of those Keurig cups. If they're over 21, gifting them a bar kit is so fun. I love making myself some quick drinks, or at the very least, it just looks really cool in my kitchen. Okay, moving on into supplements. Again, that gym guy who's into health and wellness, can't go wrong with some of these. First one is creatine. If you're a mom watching this video, no, you are not giving your kids steroids. Creatine is actually an essential one, reduces fatigue, it actually increases brain function as well. EchoVision probably has the best priced one in my opinion. I also love having a non-stream pre-workout. This one from Raw Nutrition is fantastic. I actually take this every single day. Next one probably isn't the healthiest option. You're feeding into their vice, but I know I would love this as a gift. That is a case of energy drinks. I personally love Gorilla Mode. Okay, moving on into some fun things. These are a little bit more unique gifts, and they can be a lot more thought out as well. First one are concert tickets. If their favorite artist is having a show sometime in 2026, getting them concert tickets would be so fun. Or one thing that I'm looking into is getting me and a couple of other guys some tickets for a comedy show. That would be so much fun. You also can't go wrong with some gift cards, especially to their favorite store. If anybody wants to get me a Starbucks gift card, let me know. Next one are Legos. This is a fun thing that you could probably do together as well. If you want to be an absolute baller, the Porsche one is like 200 bucks, or this Mercedes AMG set is less than 30 bucks and you get 2 of them. So that's my favorite one. Can't go wrong with video games. Black Ops 7 just came out, and right now everybody's talking about Battlefield. I'm not really a big fan, but yeah, can't go wrong with this one. Which kind of brings me on to the next one, which is in-game currency. If they play Fortnite, getting them some V-Bucks is kind of cool, or gifting them some gems in something like Clash of Clans. Moving on into extra lighting. I know I talked about that a little bit, but like I said earlier, you can't have too much of this. First one are Philips Hue bulbs. I can't live without this one. Connected them to my Siri, and I love them. If you want to get them a small lamp, these look really good. You can find these on IKEA for pretty cheap as well. I think my favorite lights in general are my Philips Hue TV lights. If they have their own TV, whether in their room or their own apartment, this is a great gift that makes watching movies or TV just way more fun. If they have a smaller space, I recommend the Philips Hue Go table lamp. This one's portable. You could charge it up on the stand. This is a great gift. Again, if they're always at their desk, a desk lamp looks really good. I actually would love this one from Logitech. Less than $100, so can't go wrong with it. Or one thing that not enough people talk about are smart switches. This one's really cool if you can connect it to Siri or Amazon. You can tell Siri to turn on your lights, and you can connect this to any room. You can get these pretty cheap on Amazon as well. Okay, for the guy who likes to be outdoors, first thing I would recommend are hiking boots. You could actually find these pretty cheap from Amazon. I like the brand Ozark Trails. You could actually find these for less than $50. Next one is in a Walla water bottle. This is a good no-brainer gift. Any guy would love this. This one you could find for about $30. Next one is a foldable chair. This one's definitely specific to a certain type of guy, whether he likes fishing or just going outdoors. Having this one is a huge lifesaver, so definitely recommend it. This next one is such a good idea. A portable air compressor specifically for tires. For some reason, my tires always get really low. I'm gonna buy this for myself, and I'm also thinking about giving this as a gift to a ton of other guys. For the guy who wants to get into content creation, I really recommend the Sony ZV-E10. This is the best camera under $1,000. This is the one that I use, and I love it. Shoots 4K, you can't go wrong with it. Next one are wireless mics. This is a huge upgrade to any guy who's trying to get into videos. I personally use the ones from Rode. The next one is a tripod. One for the camera is a great option. Make sure this one's specific, whether if they're using a camera or their phone. I'm gonna leave both of each linked in the description. Again, boys, these are all the gifts that any guy would love. And a lot of things are currently on sale. So if you wanna see a video about the best deals that are still currently going on, here's a video to show you exactly that.